So I grew up in Dubai, so I've lived here now for 30 years. I set up McCone Properties in 2013, so almost 10 years now that we've been running the company. And I'm basically the managing director at McCone Properties, and we're another real estate company that's trying our best to provide a great service here in Dubai. I think it probably is best to focus on the last 2 years, because despite the fact that we've been running for almost 10, I would say that the first 8 were not insignificant, because we obviously did good business, but in the last 2 years we've really taken off the business. So we've grown from a team of 20 to about 60 in that space of time, and we're thankful that we've obviously been awarded by some of the largest property portals in Dubai, such as Property Finder, for our services, and we work closely with all the major developers like EMA, Dubai Properties, and we've had some awards from them as well. The one thing I've noticed in the years that I've done this job is how much rentals will dictate the market. So at the moment we're in a situation where it's very, very difficult for the agents within our company to get good stock. By stock I mean listings for rent. As soon as something comes online, it tends to get snapped up very, very quickly, and that's obviously pushing the rental prices up. Now, as the rental prices are going higher and higher, that's making the yields on the apartment and villa sales even higher as well. So naturally, that's also pushing up the sale prices. So I believe that it's very important to keep an eye on what's happening with the rental market, because ultimately that's dictating the overall market. The first thing I'd say is never get caught up in hype. I think here in Dubai, when you've been here long enough, you've seen trends come and go, and a lot of people, they see their friends buying something or some agent telling them that they're going to make 20% in 6 months. I think those things, sometimes they can be right, but a lot of the times it's just a salesperson really giving it the pitch. So make sure that you buy something that suits you. For me, that would be probably my #1 piece of advice. Apart from that, I also always recommend buyers to make sure that they work with a mortgage broker as well, because there's a lot of different banks here in Dubai, and those banks will have varying different products, and we often see buyers go direct to the bank that they tend to use, and they might not be getting the best rates that might suit them. And considering that they're going to have the mortgage for 25 years, you want to make sure that you get that right as well. The last point that I would say is really make sure you've asked all the questions. So when you buy a property, there's a lot of external things to consider. What are the service charges going to be each year? What do they know about potentially the plot that's coming in front of them? Because you might have someone that's saying, oh, it's going to become a park or something like that. You need to make sure you get confirmation. So really do your due diligence so that you make sure that after you've signed the contract, you're completely comfortable with the purchase that you've made. I mean, the biggest thing I would say is that prices have just gone up so much. Whenever you see a market increase the way it has, in many cases, we've seen prices double from what they were during COVID. You used to be able to buy a 5-bedroom villa in Dubai Hills for about 4.5 million. You might be paying about 9 million for that same villa. And I do believe that what goes up can come down and vice versa. So you need to just be cautious in the sense of what value are you getting for your purchase, and if you are happy with what you're buying, how do you see the market taking that? So will a developer replicate that, in which case they'll be doubling up the supply of it as well. So I think it goes back to what I was saying before about really making sure you've asked all the questions to yourself, to your broker, to anyone else involved, and make sure that you've got all those bases covered. Yeah, so again, going back 2 years ago when we really grew the business, one of the key changes that we made was to spend a lot more of our investment money, time and effort into Property Finder as a portal. So we really look to provide better listings towards our clients and grow the number. I think at one point we were at 40 listings, we're now sitting on about 400. And providing that and focusing on that has yielded massive results for us. So we're the biggest source of leads for us of any provider here in Dubai, and naturally it gets most of our attention as a result. So we're very pleased with the results that we've had to date, and we look forward to seeing what we can have in the future as well.